Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. And I wanted to talk about a little bit about the things that we don't understand and how one of the things that I've learned is that the things that I don't understand are often my teacher. Um, so, how can I see these things that don't make any sense to me as an opportunity to become curious, to grow, to learn, to become engaged. And one of the things I was also thinking was about, or to become engaged in a different way, and to be welcomed in a different way. And I think about, I'm looking for a poem here I wanted to share with you guys. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully I can. And I think when we're welcoming, what is it that, what is it that that I am that I'm welcoming, and how can I welcome what's actually happening instead of wanting things to be different than they are. And I mean, acceptance is a whole other subject, but I think it's also something that we can communicate with and about and explore together. But my heart always wants to communicate, and my heart always wants to welcome. And the heart, our hearts are so invitational. Like when we think about connection, and we think about our ability to really find one another, and to feel like our lives are full and rich and have meaning. We really are looking at welcoming. And I was thinking the poem that I was looking up was is called Guest House, and it is by Rumi. And I think that we get kind of selective about what we want to welcome, and we get selective about who and when. But really, any angel that knocks at our door, we need to welcome them in. And I think almost I'm pretty sure this is a universal thing. I haven't read every sacred text that there is, but I know that the sacred texts and the sacred texts, every sacred text that I know of has this passage of the angel that knocks, or the beggar that knocks, or the that someone will knock at the gate or knock on the door, and it's really an angel in disguise, even if it looks like a beggar, or it's really and we're all beggars, right? I love that poem by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, where she said, lift your heart to heaven like a hungry beggar, and ask that it will be filled, and it will be filled. And so, we all have that and within us. And the key here is that, how can we begin to welcome each other instead of, really coming into our relationships from a place of fear, coming into our relationships from a place of hope, and of creativity, and of communication, and of welcoming. And so, who or what am I welcoming? It's also important that we can see these things as our teachers, but that doesn't mean they get to, like take over the scene. It's there is a balance that we have to hold, and that we have to keep, and that is precious, and big medicine for us. So the poem was The Guest House by Rumi, and it's this: being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. They may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing. Meet them at the door laughing, and invite them in. Meet them at the door laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Each has been sent as a guide from beyond. By Rumi. by Rumi says the guest house. And so am I welcoming it all? Am I welcoming it all? Am I seeing it all as a gift, as a blessing, as a medicine? And I just wonder about what it could be like if we were really able to understand that each of these beings, each of these uh, arrivals is our teacher and has wisdom and uh, is generating new thoughts for us. And so to have those new thoughts, but also to acknowledge and to recognize and to welcome the people, the places, the things, and also just to be in the recognition that creator is a lot more powerful than anything else. There isn't anything the creator isn't more powerful than. And so I think that if we can remember to communicate, like use our prayers, use our to extend gratitude, to entreaty, to ask, to welcome also this greater power, this greater gift, and whatever that means for you, whether it's great spirit or God or creator or great mystery or mindfulness, some form of mindfulness that helps you to be in touch with the universe or something that is stronger or greater, even if it's a peace of mind, peace of mind, not a piece of your mind, but peace of mind. And so how to come into that communication, that ability to experience the divine, the sublime, the mystery, to create more understanding, to be able to connect with what is coming to our gate. Something that comes to my mind is about I take groups to Mexico for teaching and learning and gathering wisdom and sharing gifts um, and it has been my holy privilege to work with my beloved sister and friend Araceli Dominguez and also my beloved friend who's now crossed, Adalberto Rivera. And Adalberto made a lot of the discoveries that were at Chichen Itza. And in those discoveries, he had talked about things that he knew. There were experiences that he talked about where he knew different openings that were in the pyramids and different symbols that were in the pyramids before they actually found them. And they used to call him one of the stones. He's like, oh, there's Adalberto. He's one of the stones at Chichen Itza. But he had his home there and on the grounds of the original place. And I remember going to visit and we had so much grace and beauty, and his wife Celica, and of course their children, and became very close to them over many years. And I brought a group. There was a group that I brought. I brought many groups over the years, and I still do. And there was this one year where we went. And it was, I think it was before. It was definitely before most of the newer buildings had been built there, and there were scorpions. There were scorpions in the rooms, and I remember just being like, "Oh, hello, scorpions!" And so what we did is we like took them outside. I just asked for my team for us to take the scorpions outside, and so we like would put a cup over them, like slip a card under them, slip a piece of paper under them, and then once we slipped the piece of paper under them, then we put like a cup or something on the top, and then we were able to take them outside. And there was one we couldn't convince to leave the room. It was a little clear scorpion, a little tiny clear scorpion, and he didn't want to leave our room. And it was me and my other team member, and I just remember just thinking, oh well, now I'll sleep with a scorpion tonight, and we can do that and just sleep in the arms of the scorpion. And so I just when I fell asleep, I just fell asleep in the arms of the scorpion. And then I just told all of the insects, I said, you guys can have the other bed. And there was a beautiful cover over the bed, like the beautiful mosquito net to keep the mosquitoes from coming into the bed. And I just love how they look. I think they're so beautiful. And I just said, if all of the insects could go over to that bed, that would be really great. And we would really appreciate it. And we'll sleep in this one. And so was my best friend, who is she's so amazing, Roshi. And Roshi and I slept in that bed. And then when we woke up, there were like, like there was like, I think it was beetles, there were butterflies, there were all different. The other bed, the mosquito netting was covered with all these beautiful, beautiful insects, and ours didn't have anything except one little tiny like butterfly at the top by on the other side. So all of the insects except for just that one butterfly had gone over to the other bed, and it's that communication, it's that relationship, it's that welcoming, it's that sleeping in the arms of the scorpion that creates that ability to have a relationship with something even greater uh, every day. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday.